Hello all, welcome back. In the last session, we understand the basics of error handling, especially in Express.js with a custom error handler. Okay, if you see our playlist, we have done most of the basic stuff. So in the last session, we have covered error handling in Express.js, like introduction session. So hopefully you have done a practice. Okay, if you didn't practice that, please do that one first and come back to the next topic what we are discussing today. So here we are going to understand, so while dealing with a file system, suppose if you want to read a file, if you want to write some information into the file, or if you want to delete a file, okay, Node.js has provided inbuilt the module called EFS. Okay, that is a file system. So if you want to learn more I can suggest you like Code Evolution, which was has created really beautiful playlist about the Node.js fundamentals and all those things. So here the video number 26, he has explained few important methods regarding the file system. Okay, file system module. So here our topic is like if we get some error while dealing with the file system and how we can handle with a custom error handler. Of course, even if we don't implement the custom error handler, automatically Express will take care. But sometimes in our projects, many of the developers prefer to write their own error handler mechanism. So that's why, yes, we should understand. So let's, without wasting the time, let's jump into the topic. So here I just created a simple Express server, and I'm just writing a route so that in that route handler, let's try to read some content from a text file first. So I'm just putting app dot get forward slash simple. Here I'm just putting request comma response, and in this we are going to read a file from our the file system. Okay, here I have just created a simple text file that is called hello.txt. I've just added a simple message like welcome to SVGIE and learn JavaScript full stack development kind of thing, as you guys are doing. So here, if we want to deal with the file system, yes, first of all, we should import that module. Okay, constant the file system require EFS module. Yes, we need this FS module, that is a file system. So it has methods. If you see, the file system has few methods: a read file synchronous way. Yes, in Node.js. So if you want to read a file and if you want to make that thread busy until you can you got your information, so we can do it synchronous way, but that is not a recommended way. So unless until you are really aware of what you are doing technically, then only people will do like the synchronous things. So especially when reading the configuration files, those kind of things, we will use the read file synchronous way. Apart from that, always we will go with the asynchronous method, that is a read file. So here, just observe carefully and do practice along with me so that you can understand easily. So here just mention the a path of that particular file. So I want to read the information from hello.txt, so that I'm just putting like hello.txt. And here the second argument is very important. That is, we should mention which format. Okay, because suppose whenever you're dealing with just a hello.text, so it will send you the data in a binary format. So that if you mention that, because we can't read the binary format, we can't understand, right? So we should convert into UTF-ES. This is a standard format. So this okay, and while reading that file, if something happened, okay, and we have a callback function. So here, observe carefully. This callback function, the first argument is an error. Okay, second argument is a data. So normally, sometimes positive things will be first and negative things will be next, right? So here the error will be the first argument and the data is the second argument. Okay, don't forget that simple thing. This is the callback function. While you're reading that file asynchronous way, so here we don't need to mention like async or sync. So the read file is a asynchronous call. Okay, read file. So once you got the data, you are happy. And suppose if you got some error, okay, if I'm just putting error, if something went wrong, so right now I'm just putting a console.log error. Okay, let's see the error object. And else, suppose if we don't have any error, yes, we can send a response as that data, whatever the data you get, you will get response dot send the client the user data. Or even if you want to send some error message, you can say the response dot send something went wrong, something even we can pass that error information as well, but right now make it simple. So I'm just sending response dot send something went wrong if something went wrong, and else we will get the data. So let's run our application. Let's see what will happen, because right now we don't have any problem because I have given a proper the file name and format. I didn't any mistake, hopefully. Now let's run our application with the nodemon. Okay, I'm just using a app.js file. That's why I'm just mentioning app. If you're using index, just node more index. I hope you know all these basics. So now let me read. So I will use the browser because it's a GET request, so that you don't need to open a Postman or something. Directly you can send a request from the browser itself. Okay, so I'm sending. So we got welcome to SVGIE. Fantastic. So everything is fine, because if you see in hello.txt we have that message and we are able to see that message in the client side. So now let me do some mistakes. So here I'm just removing sorry O. So definitely we don't have that file, that hell.txt is not there, right? So definitely it should throw an error. So let's see what we get. So you see, now we got the message like something went wrong. So what went wrong? We have a console.log. So no such file or directory open, like it's showing the path hell.txt is not there. It's not there. So right now this error handling is happening. So even if we don't put this response.send, so carefully, even if you don't send any response, and what will happen? How this express.js will handle. So if you see, it is okay. It is hanging because um, we are not finishing that request and response cycle, right? Of course, our responsibility is to send a response, either error message or something, or what we need to, because we have done properly. So we have handled the console.log here. Dynamic array is not throwing any exception or something. That's why we should finish the request and response cycle. And if you want to handle this error with a custom error handler, okay, custom error handler. So what we can do? So already in the last session we understand the custom error handler should be at the bottom, right? Should be at the bottom. Okay. Suppose why it is hanging means technically we don't have any exception here, because we are getting the error object and we are doing the console.log. Okay, here express server is not stopping or not throwing any error. That's why it is hanging. Okay, so that we should handle these kind of things with a custom error handler. It will be more easy, so no problem. Because first let's create our the error handler, custom error handler. So here that should be a middleware, right? So this should be in the end of that middleware functions, because if you have n number of routes and middlewares, that is fine, but this custom error handler middleware should be at the bottom of the stack. Hope you are aware of this. So now I'm just the passing that the middleware function. So simply the function, and this function have four arguments. Okay, already we understand the first one is the error and the request and response, and even you will get an access to execute the next middleware function. This is the syntax of the custom error handler middleware. So here, and suppose here we are getting error, right? So if we don't get any error, yes, absolutely we are sending the data. If we got any error, what we need to do? So we need to call the next middleware. Okay, next middleware. But here we are getting the error, so that we are passing that error information. So even if we have, suppose after this error the get request handler, or even if you have some middlewares in between this custom error middleware, so it will skip those things, because if once you got an error, directly it will jump to the error handler middleware or default error handler middleware in the express. So it is going to pass that error information. So now here in the last session we just added a simple message respond.send 404 something, but here let's add few more things in a beautiful way. So here this error object will get the stack. Okay, error stack, like normally we used to call it as what we can say, uh, stack trace, right? Stack trace. So first of all, let's see what is the error code. That is very important, right? Here we can say the status code. The status code is not going to come from the error. Okay, the status code we will get from the response. That here response dot status code. Status code. Suppose if you don't have a status code, suppose if you have a status code, if you have some value here, that is fine. Otherwise, the make it a generic error code, that is a fine. Okay. If you got any status code, that is fine. We are going to save that status code into the status code constant. Otherwise, we will use a 500. That is fantastic. And here now you can send a response dot send, or we can send in a beautiful way, that is JSON format. Let's construct the JSON object here. So here let's add a message. Okay, message, because error message. So here error dot message, and we can add a stack trace, stack trace, and again it will come from the error object. But here the property name is a stack. Okay, not stack trace. Okay, here the stack only, but here much more meaningful way, we are just creating a property with a stack trace, but the object error object have a the property called stack. So there we will get all the stack trace information. Okay, fine. This is um, looking good. So status code, okay, we should send a status code also, right? Response dot sta status, and just pass this status code. Okay, of course, we need to do lots of optimization for this, because based on the status code, we can write some switch cases and we can send a different response. Okay, that we are going to understand in our next session. Next session, we are going to implement this error handler in our application. Here, just we are doing a practice. Okay, fine. And here, don't forget, because if you don't execute the next method, it is not going to catch it, right? Next method, and just pass the error information. So in the last session, we understand that apart from the empty argument or a route, if you pass anything, it is going to hit this custom error handler. So looking fine, like still we are doing the mistake that we are trying to fetch the information from the file which does not exist. That is a hell.txt. Let's see now how this server will handle, whether we will get the message properly or not. So again, it's just a get method, so that I'm just trying. So if you see, we got the message like a message. This is the error message got from the error object, and of course stack trace. Okay, here error message and stack trace is giving the same result, of course. But whenever we got different errors, like suppose dealing with the promises, if promise get rejected or something went wrong, so at the time message is different and stack trace is different. But for this example, it is showing the same thing. That doesn't mean the message and the stack trace is same. Okay, because this stack trace will provide the in detail information about that error. So this is just a generic message. So now just we handled our exceptions, suppose especially while we are reading the files, we are dealing with the file system. If you got any error, definitely this is the callback, and it will catch all the errors. And if something went wrong, please forward that error to the custom middleware. So normally express.js will handle it. And if you don't, but we should remember that about a request response cycle. So if it is not finishing that request response cycle, either we need to write response.send, or we can forward it to the custom error handler. Okay, I hope you understand. If you have any questions, please ask in the comment section. I will solve it, or we can have a live session where we can discuss directly. I'm just suggesting for new students who are already following, they know the process. That's it. And in the next video, or in the next session, we are going to understand how to use this custom error handler in our application. Okay, already we are building a e-commerce application. Of course, for that we are building the server slowly, but looks like properly. Okay, so and if you are doing practice, if you understand this concept, just give a like. And once you understand, just mention in the comment section that understand or completed a practice, so that if we add comments and likes, then only this videos will reach more people. Okay, for that reason only I'm asking. But practice is more important. If you don't do practice, you don't need to click on like button or something, because it's a waste. If you don't do practice, you can't learn anything. Okay, that's all for today. And get ready for the next session. There you are going to understand the real usage of this custom error handler in Express.js. Thank you, and bye bye.